Hi, I'm Brandon Sawkill, and you're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one's on a movie called Suture. This is from Arrow Video USA, and it's written, produced, and directed by Scott McGehee and David Siegel. And in this movie we have Dennis Haysbert, Mel Harris, Sab Shimono, Michael Harris, David Groff, and Dina Merrill. And what this movie's about, it's about this guy named Vincent who is like this rich, well-known kind of guy, and he ends up going to his father's funeral. His father died, and while he was there he finds out he has a half-brother named Clay. So Clay introduces himself, and they get acquainted. So we're going to get to know each other a little bit, and Vincent brings Clay to his house, and they're both opposites, complete opposites. Like Clay is poor and everything, and he works all the time, and Vincent is rich and doesn't work at all, and he's kind of like spoiled in a way. He's just the way he is. And he brings him back to his house. He's going to show him hospitality, get to know him and all that. And then in the middle of this, like right in the beginning when he gets there, he's like, I hate to do this, but I got to go somewhere. I'm sorry about this. And Clay was only going to be there for the weekend. And then Vincent starts dressing Clay up in like suits that look like him, or that like he would wear, and he's telling him like, make sure you answer the car phone. Just make sure you answer the car phone. And so it's kind of strange because they say like we do have a really so like there's resemblance. They look exactly like, almost exactly alike. And when you first watch this, it's like, I don't see that, because Vincent is a white guy and Clay is a black guy. And the reason they do that is, it's just something they did in the movie. Like, you're not supposed to see that when you're watching it. They could have found somebody that looked like him, pretty close, or maybe had him play other parts. But they went with having two guys that look nothing alike, not even the same color. And you're supposed to, while you're watching it, you're supposed to see, that that's Clay and that's Vincent. But what happens is, if I get past that part, Vincent had gotten some trouble, and because Clay looks so much like him, he decides to basically fake his death. So he blows Clay's car up. Vincent's car, but Clay was in it. He blows it up with a car bomb, and he thinks that that's it. Good. I'm free from this. People were after him, and then he does. But then Clay doesn't get killed, and they start working on his face and everything. And because the real Vincent switched his IDs and everything in the wallet, in his wallet, so they think that Clay is actually Vincent, and Clay actually doesn't remember what's going on. So throughout the movie he's starting to get flashes of things, and people are trying to tell him like, this is your dad, this is your mom. His mother comes and visits, and he's trying to just put the pieces back together of what happened to him, who wanted to kill him. Then they also think that he murdered somebody, and so now the police are watching his every move as well. And the whole movie was in black and white too, which looked awesome. But I really like this movie. It kept my attention. It kind of looks like a movie from the 60s, but maybe cleaned up. But it's actually from 1994, and it has familiar faces in this movie. It was nice to see someone, because one of them in particular is actually, he's been dead for a while, and I can't think of his real name it's on here, but he played Tackleberry in the Police Academy movies, and I've never seen him in anything other than those movies. So and in this, it's funny, he played a cop, he played a detective, or lieutenant, I think it was. But it was just nice to see him again, because he hasn't been around. And Dennis Haysbert Haysbert is Clay in this. He's the main guy, one of the main guys. Is they're really focused on mainly just on Clay, who is everybody thinks is Vincent after a while. But anyway, he is probably mostly known for being in the Major League movies, like Major League 1 and 2, and then also he's in the Allstate commercials, and he was on a cop TV show as well. But he is a known face and everything, and he was in this as well. I thought everybody did a great job in this movie. I thought this was like such a well done movie. Great shots. There's some overhead shots, like where he's in right in the beginning. He's in the tub with a gun, and there's somebody coming in. And it's an overshot, like looking down at it. It was just like an aerial shot, I guess I should say. It looked beautiful. It's a very, very good movie and very good story. It's kind of like a little bit like a Prince and the Pauper. I think that's what that's called. Like he just looks so much alike. But again, while you're watching this, you're not supposed to think that. You're not supposed to think he doesn't look anything like him. And you know what? After a while, excuse me, you start thinking, like, okay, that's Clay, but everybody's calling him Vincent. You actually start to think of him as Vincent. It was crazy how it actually went to that, and it was just done very well. I really enjoyed this movie. Enjoyed, the acting, like I said, and the look of this movie. The black and white was very beautiful, and the picture, it's brand new 4K restoration. I don't have 4K, but it looked very, very beautiful. It was really nice, and like the black and white, it just makes it more vibrant, and it's just so much nicer. I don't know. I just really enjoyed that. And on here, you have audio commentary with writers and directors David Siegel and Scott McGehee, moderated by Steve Soderbergh. You have a segment called Lacerations, the making of Suture, which is about 38 minutes long, and it talks to a lot of the people from the movie. It's, like more newer interviews, obviously, talking about how it was back then, and it was pretty cool. Pretty good interviews. There's deleted scenes on here, and there's also this short film that these two guys made in, I think it was '86, called Birds Past, and it's basically like their kind of like thing of like they were influenced with it for the birds from Alfred Hitchcock. And so they have that on there from, like I said, 1986. Also the U.S. theatrical trailer, the European trailer, the reversible sleeve on here, and the new artwork, which is right here by Marco Fintum. And like I said, there's the newer artwork, and I probably butchered that name, Marco Fintum. It's really a weird spelling, so if you're watching that, I'm sorry if I said it wrong, because I'm sure I did. But of course there's the new one, which I do like, because it's showing Clay and then Vincent, and it's like in the middle, it's like it's supposed to look alike. And then here's the older cover, and I kind of like that olive green, but that's the shot I was talking about, how it's like an aerial view, but really it's, when you're watching the movie, it's like this. That's the view, but that's still a really cool picture. I do like the color of this, but I think I like the newer artwork way more. I think this makes it more interesting. Like, I would want to, if I saw this cover, I'd be more interested in it than this. But so well done. I really like the cover, and the original color, I like the olive green. And here you have the Blu-ray, which is like one of those Rorschach tests, I think they're called. Warsack, whatever, something like that. One of those things, like, you look at it and what do you see, and everybody else is supposed to see something different. But that's the Blu-ray, and there's the DVD, just reversed colors on there. I think that's pretty cool. And of course you get a booklet with this, and the booklet here, nice, pictures in here, nice glossy pictures. Cast and crew, has dead ringers of fire, which is something like throughout the movie you hear Ring of Fire right before the car blows up, and then while he's getting wheeled into the hospital you hear Tom Jones's version of Ring of Fire. So it's kind of neat how they did that with the Ring of Fire. So they're explaining there, how did we get here, and, another the thing they talk about in here, scenes from Suture. So you have, and just in case there's spoilers, I won't show you them all, but just contemporary reviews and all kinds of stuff in here. Special thanks, production credits. So, you know, a little booklet with a lot of information, which is always nice. So with all that being said, I think everybody should watch this movie. I thought it was really good. Not a horror movie or anything. It's even a tad sci-fi-ish in a way. I wouldn't go too far with that, but maybe a little sci-fi-ish. Definitely a drama, kind of a thriller at times. A lot of action movie, a little bit, you know. It's done very well, and one thing I didn't say is the sound. Everything sounded great. I actually put captions on while it was on, and everything like read correctly. You know what they said came up there. You know, just very good addition, and you know, I think if you're into those type of movies, you'll definitely dig this movie, Suture. And you know, I really think people are going to like this movie. I never heard of it before, and it just, you know, I'm glad I saw it. So make sure you check out the trailer for this movie at the end of this review, and give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Horrormino. All the links will be below in the description for all them. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and talk to you later. Bye.